Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
Oh my, we're back, and again, we've got another hero. These are the heroes. These are ones that we learn from. We unlock the secrets, and everybody's going to know the show that this next hero produces. And later on in the show, we're going to have Oracle co-founder on. That's right, the huge giant software company co-founders coming on. And thank you for the feedback we continue to have from having the co-founder of CNBC on. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. It is the only place where entrepreneurs line. All right. If you watch daytime TV, if you watch any TV, you're going to know about the show that our next hero puts on. His name is Adam Sharp, and he is the CEO and president of the National Academy of Arts and Sciences. They're the ones that produce the daytime Emmys. You could reach him at emmysonline.tv. emmysonline.tv. And, of course, we'll have it on our website at Eliances.com. All right, first I got to ask you, though, Adam, what's this whole thing about President Obama and Twitter? How do those two tie together along with you?
Well, in a past life, before joining the Academy, I was head of news and politics at Twitter for 6 years, which meant I worked with news organizations and journalists and elected officials, candidates, and agencies on how they use Twitter. And so over that period of time when I started at the company, fewer than 1 in 5 members of Congress had Twitter accounts. Most presidential candidates did not. Most cabinet agencies did not. And by the time I left, and through the good work of the team that's still doing that work there now, obviously Twitter is rather ubiquitous through the political landscape, not just by every member of Congress, every cabinet agency, and half the cabinet, but of course by President Trump, President Obama, and other candidates for the office in 2016 and to come in 2020.
I mean, you started that, literally that whole wave, and now it's definitely 100% mainstream. We hear about it now every day, which is just truly incredible. And now you're the CEO and president of the National Academy of Arts and Sciences, the producers of the daytime Emmys. So tell us about that. Like, that's a whole nother type of position than what you did before. How did you land that?
Well, my association with the Academy goes back more than 20 years. In addition to the Daytime Emmy Awards, we also do the Emmys for news and documentary television, sports television, technology and engineering in television, and all the local and regional Emmy Awards around the country. And on top of that, we have a Student Production Awards for high school students and a scholarship program for high school students entering college. And 24 years ago, I was the second recipient of a National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences scholarship. And the Academy helped make it possible for me to go to college, to work in television while I was in college, and set me off on a career in the industry. And so I've been associated with the organization ever since that day I opened the envelope and saw the brochure in my guidance counselor's office. This is now more of a coming full circle for me, in having worked in television, having worked in technology, and having worked on Capitol Hill, to come back to this organization and really focus on our core mission, which hasn't changed in 70-plus years, and that is to recognize and foster excellence in television. Television may change, but our mission has been the same.
I mean, imagine what your guidance counselor would say now, right? I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, did you ever think at that time that you would become the CEO and president of the National Academy of Arts when opening up that envelope? I mean, that started a whole course in your journey.
I didn't think it at the time. Frankly, I didn't think it 6 months ago. So sometimes things just work out.
Now, you talked about how TV may change and stuff. Any crystal ball of how you share with our audience how you think things will change in the future, because especially with technology and all that, and how how that would reflect of what goes on with what you produce?
Well, I think when you look at the different organizations that do what we do, so the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, we do the Emmy Awards, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the people who do the Oscars, the Recording Academy behind the Grammys, the Academy of Country Music. Each of these academies were created at a time when it was very much the technology or a platform that defined what you were consuming. So the Television Academy awarded that box in the corner of the living room. The Recording Academy awarded records. The Motion Picture Academy, motion pictures up on the big screen at the theater. And now all three of those are often on the same device. And you haven't seen any call for the academies to merge into the Academy of iPhone Arts and Sciences, because there's actually something beyond the technology that resonates with people. When I pick up that iPhone on the train and I'm watching a TV show or a movie or listening to music, I know I'm watching a TV show, a movie, or listening to music. I can tell the difference because of the feeling I get from that experience. The same thing as whether I'm listening to your show on an AM station, an FM station, or as a podcast or as an MP3 download. The show is the same, the content is the same, and I think the audience is hungry for high-quality content, perhaps greater than ever before, because we're now able to consume it in so many different places. We're not constricted to just, well, what time do I have to veg out on the couch when I get home from work? And so I think our focus has to be to look at what is that's resonating with people, what is excellence about that content, and not be distracted by the screen getting bigger or smaller or more portable or paid for through a subscription or through advertising. Because at the end of the day, what the consumer is looking for is to sit down and say, tell me a story, and experience that.
That's right. It's all about the story. And you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show, sharing stories such as with Adam Sharp, the CEO and president of the National Academy of Arts and Sciences. You could reach him at emmysonline.tv. Adam, we've got a couple questions that came in previous from our listeners. In fact, a number of them, and I want to go through some of these with you. One is...
Great.
Seating assignment. How do and who does determine the seating assignment of where people sit, especially within the front first 2 and 3 rows?
So that is very often a production decision. So it's one made by the producers of the show. Generally, anyone who is nominated for an Emmy, you want to have them in a position in the room where you can see them based on where the cameras are and where the lights are. So in general, the nominees tend to be more up front than those who are not nominated. And then there's practical considerations. You don't want all 5 nominees sitting right next to each other because, frankly, you can't have all 5 camera people cramming in next to each other to get those 5 shots. So you need to space them out a little bit. And then very often you'll have shows who want to have all of their people together and so on. So rather than having it entirely gated by what categories and who are nominees and so on, you then have other cast members who might want to sit with them and so on. So it is a delicate operation. The team, a couple of weeks before the show winds up laying out a big poster board of the auditorium and trying to figure it out. It's sort of like if you've ever had to try to figure out the seating at your wedding and you don't want 2 couples to sit next to each other and so on. And then when we get closer to showtime and actually in the auditorium, there will even be, and you'll see this sometimes from the other shows as well, cutouts of people put in chairs where we can rehearse the show and say, hey, can this camera actually move from this nominee in this category across the room to this nominee in this category in the time we'll have, and so on. So a lot of moving pieces there.
I think, Adam, people have no idea, and to have that position, oh my, I'm glad I don't have that one. It's just, it is incredible. Another question here is, how can the general public, is there a way that if they're not associated with the Academy, be able to attend the show? Is that possible?
Yes, we do have a number of tickets available for fans, $75 a piece. They are on sale now via Ticketmaster. So go on to Ticketmaster.com, search for Daytime Emmys, or go to the Pasadena Civic Auditorium website, and you can buy them through there. But they are on sale now for the show on May 5th.
All right, we've got a little less than a minute left. And we've got to have your specific secrets and advice of this for young adults who are interested in the getting involved within TV, the Academy, all of that, who dream someday to be at the Academy and be one of those people that may have a chance to win an Emmy. So what type of secrets would you share with them that they could have that opportunity like you did when you were sitting in the office of your guidance counselor and opened that letter?
The number one thing I would say is don't be overly fixated on a specific job, a specific technology, a specific concept. Focus on your passions and the story you want to bring to the world. And every time you spot an opportunity, see how that aligns back to that. Whenever I speak to students, I remind them that the longest job I've had in my career, which was at Twitter, was in a position at a company in an industry, none of which existed the day I graduated college.
Oh, incredible.
So I never had the opportunity to say this was my dream job because it didn't exist. The whole industry didn't exist. But I knew I was passionate about news and politics and technology. And so one day, a job of being in charge of news and politics at a tech company came across the transom, and that was a perfect alignment to those passions. So have a clear vision of your passion, have a clear vision of the story you want to tell, but don't overthink the exact job position or opportunities, because sometimes they'll surprise you and you'll be able to explore those passions in the most unsuspecting places.
Excellent. Well, Adam, as you said, focus on passion and your story. That's a hero. Adam Sharp, CEO and President of the National Academy of Arts and Sciences. You could reach him at emmysonline.tv. And when we return, the co-founder of Oracle. This is David Kogan with Eliances.
Flash 60 seconds of secrets of heroes with David Kogan from Eliances, where entrepreneurs align. Our heroes will provide one-word short answers to the secret questions. Can you beat the Flash?
We have Adam Sharp, the CEO, President of the National Academy of Arts and Sciences. They're also the ones that produce the Daytime Emmys. He also worked directly for Twitter and was the one that started the wave to get politicians to utilize Twitter, including past President Obama. You could reach him at emmysonline.tv. Adam, what is the proudest moment you've had in your life?
Birth of my daughter.
Your good luck charm.
A bracelet that I wear from time to time.
Your power phrase.
Yes.
One thing you've always wanted to do that you haven't yet.
Learn to play an instrument.
Most memorable experience as a child.
Visiting Sesame Street with my parents.
Would like to be this one superhero.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Iron Man.
Last person I hugged.
My wife.
And finally, we'll say this as my final words.
Follow your passions.
Thank you for playing Flash 60 Seconds of Secrets with David Kogan from Eliances. Where entrepreneurs align. Go to ELIANCES to unlock more secrets.